Of course, I want to believe that Solomon Idioba is not a protester, although Owadia Odige said he is.
Oh, very, very unfortunately, if I'm disappointing you, if you're a civil rights activist, you're a protester.
Oh.
Because the only language that the Nigerian government unfortunately listens to is protest. But that is not to say that we're the organizers of this protest. Nigerians are the organizers of this protest, not we. It's a nationwide protest, so Solomon Idioba is just one of the very many faces that believes that there is a need to addressing the issues bedeviling this country. Hunger is just, is just one of the very many things. Corruption is there. Lack of focus by government is there. Insincerity, nepotism. There are so many issues.
But it's a reflection of the followers. If you talk about the ills in the leadership position, is that not what we have dominant in the followership?
Now, let me tell you one thing. When you talk about followership in Nigeria, followership is a product of the leadership. Do you know Nigeria is
leadership is a product of...
No. Followership is a product of the leadership. Because the Benin will say, no man, it is he who taught you how to sing, that you sing like.
But the leaders come from the followers.
No, you see, unfortunately, since the independence, you have a recycling of the old brigades. Those, were you the one that drew the concern that they said Nigerians haven't collectively elected to? We did not. Some cabal, in the name of the military juntaship, designed a constitution from the decrees they had made for us as Nigerians. Moving forward from there, they decided who became the next president when they're moving from the military regime to, in quotes, the democratic regime. And thereafter, it is the leader who is leaving that decides who takes over from him. It's been a trade. Now, check. Is there any young person that have vied for the position of leadership in this country that has gotten it? Even when President Muhammadu Buhari, former, was signing in to be the not too young to run bill, he was laughing at us. And he said, don't do it now, it's after me. And when it was after him, somebody came and said, it was my turn, Emiloko. That's to tell you that there's already a sharing formula that Philip Omo may not be aware of. Now, going further to tell you, there's a product, the society is a product of leadership. You don't control forests. You don't control crude. It is only this money President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is telling them to be selling crude in Naira. Shame that you sell a product that you bring, what you produce in another mass currency, and then you decide that your people who wants to buy should buy in another mass currency, and at the point we even go to know that they were telling Dangote that if you want to buy crude, you buy from the Oyibo that we settle. We first settle the Oyibo will not settle you. In a country that produces crude, Papa, let me tell you.
But now that he has said it, it's a welcome development. Why do you call it shame? He's not saying that they should sell in Naira. Is there anything wrong in that? Because if he was to continue in that fashion, you are the first to critique it.
It's a political statement, my brother. They say they're not the third person where he mouths the smell. We never brush, say your mouth, the smell. He know because he never brush. You said you want to. You remember when we discussed the issue of dollar falling to Naira? You remember I said if we don't live here, this dollar increase will go up again and meet us here. That for me is a welcome development though, but it's just for them. Now it's obvious that it was just done so that they can buy dollars so that they can resell when they increase to jacket. Why won't dollar go up? When your trade in your own country is all about dollar. Let me tell you how foreign currency can only depreciate. When you make sure that your money policy is strong. And what you use here is your currency. You can't go to UK and be using Naira. You can't go to US and be using Naira. You use their currency. Now, even in Nassau Villa, where they use this dollar, look at it, Philip. Oyibo man is coming from Oyibo land. If you are going abroad, you must change your currency to theirs. But they are coming here. They will not change their currency. They will bring it here and come and be spending it. Why will it not increase? Normally, when you do those foreign exchange, currency exchange, the seller and the buyer makes profits. You understand? And so it will help to also strengthen your currency against the other. But when you allow them make use of their currency here, it will weaken your own. It's like somebody, you produce milk, for instance, and you are allowing somebody milk from foreign country to be selling side by side with your own. People will value, in quote, foreign than your local. That is just a simple arithmetic. But coming back to the issues, I am telling you that the Nigerian government is a manufacturer of hunger and poverty for Nigerian people.
Okay, if you listen to what,
it's a conspiracy theory though, but it's just for them to be able to manage, to be able to control, to be able to manipulate the people of Nigeria. Because when this hunger persists, you have no choice than to do dirty job for you just to make a living. That is the obvious. And Nigerians are saying enough is enough. My only fear is that Nigerians must understand that protest is not riots. That we must conduct ourselves and ensure that this protest does not become riotous. Look at what's happening in Lagos already. People are already destroying properties. Property of Samsung where you go destroy. You don't know sniper they remove from work on that first day. But if you conduct yourself, we will not have another answers.
Exactly the reason why there has been much contention as regards having this protest, because the challenge is that even while it goes on, there's every tendency that some troublemakers who have a material motive could want to hijack it and make it different.
The protest has come to stay, but let me tell you those who hijack protests. It's not the protesters who hijack protests. Government agents are the ones who usually sponsor hijackers.
Okay.
Philip, there is no gainsay that you are hungry, I'm hungry.
In getting it right, if you listen to the energy expert, engineer Sam Hano, he said we can't get a quick fix it. Now, what that means is that there should be time to roll policies. He brought about a beautiful analogy, even making a good example with the development in Akwa Ibom. So don't you see an opportunity for the government to be given some time to look into it and find a way? Because most especially when even there has been this challenge of the subsidy regime that has never meant well for the country's economy.
Who is not giving government time? Government after government keeps laying blames to their predecessor. The reason why you chose to come and govern is to fix the ills you noticed in the last administration. It's not to lament. The era of lament. See, let me tell you the problem that has created this is the statement that was made by the president the very minute
the inaugural speech.
They took over. And he's unable to find his feet back. That's recovering from that statement.
All right.
That's exactly where we are. Let me tell you, what has created this is this, in quotes, subsidy removal, which we are aware subsidy is still being paid from the back door. If government can just swallow pride, retract step, because before you make such statement, you would have expected that you have take over, study the situation, so you can make the right choice of words and policy that will govern us appropriately. As we speak, after I just bought fuel as I was coming, almost 1,000 naira per liter. So it is the effect
they say no pain, no gain. So this could be the time that we are sacrificing for what is coming up in the future.
No. Government do not sacrifice. You are buying a 150 million naira vehicle. You are paying largesse and allowance to your people from the back door. And you are talking about now. You should also understand that we are Nigerians that also need so-called. See, the so-called palliative. Because I don't know as anything can move. The so-called palliative, you say you are palliating. We are not saying it. I was traveling to Abuja the other day and I saw the GND, whatever, the buses they said they are doing, the gas parked somewhere in their numbers. And somebody told me that those vehicles have been there for over 6 months.
All right.
And you are, so what's the reason of buying them?
Let's get your reaction over there.
What I'm trying to say is that
but we must fix it. Don't forget, there's no quick fix it. But we must fix it. So you are going to give us a template by which the government can, deploy to change the narrative.
You see, the issue of politics in Nigeria, we have the most beautiful policies or laws on paper.
Yes.
It is the execution. It's the execution. And for example, you are talking about Akwa Ibom.
If you say sorry, I'm cutting in.
Yeah.
If you say it's the execution, are you also including the followers? Because it's one thing for us to even see the traffic light, for instance. I have seen severally where a lot of people even beat the traffic light. And if we are like this, it will help us.
Yeah, I love that. You see,
selective implementation. Put it well, selective implementation.
Yeah, we have all these policies, like I said. You made mention of traffic light. When the big man, quote unquote, is coming, the big man will beat the traffic light. I mean, with his convoy. Then the tuke man will follow. You will see the police driving against the traffic. Then the tuke man will follow. So you see, it is the
leadership by example.
Lead by example. So now all these policies, we have them. But unfortunately, like I said before, Nigerian leaders are bereft of ideas.
You can't say Nigerian leaders are bereft of ideas. You can't generalize. I take exception to that.
In a normal client, somebody like Buhari cannot become the president of that country.
You can't say that. Well, I don't think we should be personal. You see personal, please. Let's just be objective.
It is my own observation. It is my own observation. For example, last week, the commissioner of whether Ekiti or Ondo State threatened that the protest will not hold. And he received intel report that all, Wagner's shops in the state, they all should be shut down, and the police go and ransack or pick all the used tires. What came to my mind? What kind of intelligent report is that? Are you going to have the whole lungs using, the organizer shops? If such a person is a police commissioner, and that is the kind of intelligent report he's getting, for him to fashion a way on how to protect, the protest, but he's talking of how to remove used tires. Only God knows.
Okay, let's speak to the issues. Let's speak to the issues as we wrap up. Let's speak to the issues.
Security.
Let's speak to the issues. What do you want the government to do just now, knowing full well that we don't have a quick fix it?
Yes, we don't have. You see, our problem is corruption. Whether you come up with the most beautiful policy on earth, the implementation, the man that we put there, his first thinking is that it's my turn. It's time for me to eat. And if you are going to appoint, one Northerner as the chairman and a Southerner as the secretary, or a Muslim as the chairman, or a Christian as the... We need to forget and abolish those approach.
Okay.
Until we stop corruption, tribalism, Nigeria can never move forward.
Thank you.
Everything about Nigeria is our own. For example, now this protest, do you realize that most of the Afenifere, Woloshonika, and other people from Southwest, they have, they've not found their voices. When Buhari was there, the Arewa group, they said they will not protest against their own.
Okay, I think you should be running off.
When the GED was there, E.K. Clark and others, leave him alone, he's our son. Nigeria is not a nation yet.
We are a nation. You can say that.
Sit down.
You can say that.
And adopt the 2014 National Confirm. With the present constitution that we have now, it will not work. And mind you, please let me just add this. They are saying the constitution that you don't have the right to protest, or you have the right to protest. The constitution derives power from the people. The people can say to hell with the constitution.
They can't say that.
People. They can't say that. Because the constitution, when you see, if you read the constitution, is we the people. So now, where does the constitution derive power from? It's the people.
But I take exception to what you said. I take exception to what you said. The constitution is the ground norm of the country, and you can't say it
derives power from the people.
I take exception to what you said, and I will want you to withdraw that, please. Because the constitution is the ground norm.
Put it in perspective. The constitution recognizes the right to protest. It's a right.
Yes, it does.
Right there. Right?
I mean, it's
but there are stages, there are processes.
Yeah,
even if you want to make any amendment,
no.
even when you want to make any amendment, there are processes, there are procedures.
But the Constitution derives power from the people.
Exactly. That's
so the people can jettison the Constitution. That's why any military
government.
That's why any military government that comes in, what do they do? Any military government that comes in, what's the first thing they do?
They put aside the Constitution.
They put aside the Constitution. So if a military man, because he has a gun, can say, I'm no longer, I will jettison the Constitution, then why can't the people also jettison the Constitution?
Well, they can't take laws into their hands.
But the military can do that.
There is always a process to that.
But the military can do that.
There's always a process to that.
But the military can do that.
Thanks. I take that as a submission. Let's quickly have your thoughts as we round off in 2 minutes. Engineer.
Well, like what I've said earlier on, it's just a matter of developing strategies. You sit down, look at the situations, and bring out something that is workable. If you do that, you will resolve all the problems we have.
Thank you. Quite articulate, I must say, your beautiful ideas that you brought in. Big thanks for taking our time to be part of this. Let's take your final conclusion on this.
My final take is that Nigerian government should understand that this divide and rule will not solve it. Like he has said, they should sit down, look at the issues, design a strategy that is a workable strategy. Okay. And for Nigerians, the protest is your right. By the grace of God, we've been in touch with security agencies in the last few days. If you look at my eyes, you know that I've not slept. This protest will hold. But it is not intended to be a riot. So it is going to be a protest that will be referred to as Occupy.
A peaceful protest?
Yes, Occupy. No, there's protests are 3 ways. You have barricades, you have march, and you have Occupy. We think that if you do a march, it's likely to be hijacked. And if you do barricades, there's likely to be pockets of violence. The idea is to pass a message to the government that we Nigerians, we are tired. So we are saying we must occupy.
Okay, so the protesters are taking after Occupy.
Yes, we are going to occupy. We must until our needs.
Well, thank you, Solomon.
So Nigerians Edo people should be ready.
Okay, thank you.
To occupy.
Thank you, Solomon Diogbe, a civil society activist. Big thanks to you, Owadia Odigie, a public affairs analyst, and of course the policy expert and energy expert, Engineer Sam Ahano. Big thanks for taking our time to be part of this.